Okay, now we'll ask our guests who have already joined to open their cameras. Okay, lovely. Wow, okay. And oh, students as well. Okay. Thank you, but I think okay, sure. I was only asking the guests, but it shows how coy our students are here. I'm sorry to use this word. I don't know how to say this in English. How well behaved our students are to also turn on their cameras. I didn't even ask them to, but it's okay. Let me spotlight our guests for a second. Okay. We just had. Okay, we have Patrick here. We have Ein here. I just saw we have more people here, right? Do we? Yes, where's Hemletter? Oh yeah, Hemletter's here. Okay. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So I think okay. Give me one more second. Okay. Then two more people, waiting for two more people. But meanwhile, if you're a guest and you don't have the camera on, please turn on your camera. Otherwise, I cannot spotlight you. Okay. Okay, meanwhile, while our other guests are joining in, can everyone quickly introduce themselves? At least those people are there. Let's start with Hemlata. Where are you from? Oh, sorry, you're muted.
Sorry, now you can hear me. My name is Hemlete and I am from Denmark, but my parents are from Mauritius. So I kind of represent two countries, but I'm only going to speak about one, which is Denmark.
Okay, Hemlata. And also, can you say how to pronounce your family name?
My name is Bisnot Singh.
Bisnot Singh. It's I can see it written there, and every time I see it, I'm like, okay, bis.
Yeah, it's a struggle even in my own country. I have heard weird variation of it.
All right. Thank you, Hemlata. I will just call her Hemlata because that's easy for me to pronounce. Thank you.
That's
All
fine,
right.
that's fine.
Then we have Patrick here. Can you say hi and can you introduce where you're from?
Hi everyone, I'm Patrick and I'm from Indonesia.
All right. And I feel like your name is a little bit easier, but you also want to say your full name, just, as Hemlata said it.
Okay, my name is actually Patrick Yosafat Behardi. So Behardi is my surname actually.
Patrick Yosafat Behardi. Okay. Thank you, Patrick, from Indonesia. So for all the girls, okay, so we have Denmark with Mauritian background, but focus Denmark. And then we have Indonesia. And then we have Ein.
Hi, everybody. My name is Aing. It's kind of like Einstein without the Stein part, but you can call me whatever that's easier for you. I'm not going to try my last name. Forget it. I come from Vietnam, so you can see the flag up here. But I'm currently studying in the United States. But I guess I'm talking about Vietnam today instead. So
Yes. Well,
we'll get to see each other.
Absolutely. And for the girls, if you're interested in the US, feel free to also talk to Aina about her. She lives there right now. And I'm sure she has also have some interesting observations about the States. But okay. But she grew up in Vietnam. So this is going to be the main topic. Then we have Sneha. Are you here?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Sneha and I am from Thailand, but my parents are from India. I'll be focusing more on Thailand. That's where I grew up.
All right. And is it possible you turn on your camera or does that not work?
It's on. My camera's on.
Oh, your camera's on. Let me
Can you
see.
not see me?
Now I can see. Okay, 1 second. Okay, I can add you to the spotlight. All right. So all the girls can actually see everyone. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. So Sneha from Thailand with Indian background, but grew up in Thailand. So interesting. We already have two people who have a background from another country, but grew up in another country. So it's like two multicultural backgrounds, which I find really interesting because as a 100% German, I always think I'm so boring, and I wish I had more backgrounds. All right. And then we have one more person, and I'm not quite sure if I pronounce correctly. It's Merin. That's how I would speak of it in English, or Merin. I don't know. Are you here?
Yes, it's Mehreen Rohit.
Merin. Okay, I'll add you to the spotlight. Can you quickly introduce yourself?
Okay, this is Mehreen Rohit, and I'm hailing from a small town from Pakistan.
All right, Merin Rohit from Pakistan.
Yes.
Okay, and also coming in live from Pakistan right now. So that's also really
Yes.
Looks like I really like the background, like a lot of wooden furniture.
Yeah.
Really nice. Okay. Yeah, I don't want too much focus on backgrounds, but I just see so Hemlata has some furniture in the background. Patrick has some furniture. Sneha, Marion, right? It's only Ayn and me. We don't have any furniture. But okay, never mind. Actually, I can show what's in my background, but it's not very interesting. It's basically this. So yeah. But okay. All right. So let's. Oh, I think let me also add myself to the spotlight. Okay. So I'm really grateful for our guests to be here because our girls all from Hong Kong, growing up in Hong Kong, and I believe for a lot of them they have learned some things about other countries. In this Model United Nations course, they've been doing lots of research about other countries, but things like youth development. This is a little bit harder to actually get a grasp on if you don't actually grow up in another country. Sure, you can see what some NGOs are doing. You can do some press release or whatever, but it's a bit hard to get a feel. So we've had a global dialogue before in this course, and now we have another one. This time we really want to focus on youth and youth development. For the girls, last week you have listened to Yumna from Pakistan to share a little bit what the UNDP is doing. In fact, Marion Reid, she actually knows Yumna as well, and she's has done something in the same program before. She's what we call a mover. Maybe you remember a little bit about the movers program. But for the rest, they all come from different places and grew up in different countries. So I would like today to be really focused on youth development, and I want you as the students, the girls, to try and learn as much as possible by getting an inside perspective about growing up in another country and what youth is doing and what the government is doing and what youth development is like. Because I think you can guess, but spoiler alert, you will be representing one of those countries in a next Model UN debate next week. So you will be representing Vietnam or Pakistan or Denmark or Indonesia or Thailand. So yeah. But I will not tell you which one you are. So you have to learn from all of our guests. Cool. So to kick things off, I would like to give the space to Marion Reid from Pakistan to give a little, say, keynote speech to share a little bit about to everyone about Pakistan. And then we're going to go into breakout rooms. So for now, I will remove the spotlight from the others again. And then I will ask Marion Reid, you can share your own screen and you can explain a little bit about Pakistan. The floor is yours.
Can you please give me access of?
Oh, you don't have screen share access. No problem. Wait, you have already. Participants are allowed to share screen, so you should be able to. Does it not work?
It doesn't work.
I have given you access. So what I can do is maybe I'll make you co-host and see if it works then. But you should already have access. Okay, so you're now co-host. Can you give it one more try?
Sure.
Yes, we can see your screen. All right, so let's see what Pakistani youth faces. You can start.
Okay. Am I audible? My screen is clear?
Yes.
Okay. So today I will talk about social issues faced by youth in Pakistan. Okay. I will tell you a little bit about myself. This is Marion Reid, as I already told you, hailing from a small town in Pakistan. I'm a student by day and a novelist or social activist by night. I want my words to touch millions through my books, my articles, my poems, etc. Basically, I put love into words, and it helped me to connect with people around the globe and to connect with the moment that means a lot for me. My goals are to exceed the expectation of my readers and to make youth independent and empowered so like they can play their role in the prosperity of the world. Okay, so objectives of our today workshop is social issues correlating to SDGs and the role of youth basically from Pakistan, and youth empowerment and social change, youth empowerment for social change and development. So we will cover these three things in today's workshop. Okay, so the main problem which I considered is lack of awareness. Like how will our youth take action if they don't know about their rights? If they don't know about their rights, so how will they take actions? If we talk about issues like poverty, no poverty, climate action, quality education, and many more. So if our youth doesn't know anything, how they'll play role in no poverty, how will they play a role in to eradicate the poverty, to provide a quality education? So how will they manage all these things? So the main problem in Pakistan is lack of awareness. Or you doesn't know about, even not about their value, about their time, and about many more things. So awareness. Now let's start from SDGs. So the problems correlating with SDGs. First is no poverty. Poverty is our main issue as we are an underdeveloped countries. The percentage of people under poverty in Pakistan in 2018 was about 31.3%. You can see the chart. But according to business records at 2020, or by the end of 2020, it jumped to 40%. Like it's from 69 million to it jumped to 87 million. So the ratio of poverty is like increasing day by day, due to which our youth did not get proper education, due to which they doesn't get proper health care. As we know that all SDGs are correlated, so like due to one problem, we suffer a lot in all the SDGs. Okay, next is SDG 3, which is good health and well-being. Majority of people are living in slums, suffer from malaria, dengue, TB, and many more diseases. And the main problem here is like lack of technologies. We are using that traditional methods, traditional medicine, due to lack of awareness. We don't have proper awareness. Even we don't know about the basic issues like temperature, fever. We don't know about basic knowledge. So it's due to our negligence as well. We have lack of experts for different major issues. And like the richer will consult, if there is like some major issue, the richer will consult higher, like abroad doctors, etc., but the poor will suffer. Even if I tell you about the COVID situation, so at that time people are like, they're forced, like they are having COVID, they're having their symptoms, but like you have to force them for test, you have to force them for treatment and all that. Okay, SDG 4, quality education. Pakistan is included in those countries whose literacy rate is very high. Like we have states 59%, due to which like we have high rates of labor, and 59% of people are literate, or in our total population, in which 47% are females and 71% are males. Due to no education or due to low quality education, our youth suffer from unemployment. And this unemployment, this unemployed youth involved in drug addiction, like they involved in different crimes. And highly education ratio is 30%, like the youth having highly education is 30%. And the more important point here in literacy, I would say, like by literacy or youth mean that they are having a degree, they can speak English, they can present their own self well, but they did not know anything about the modern world. Like they should be digitally literate as well. So they did not know anything about digital literacy. Like they're having high education in computer science or even things, but they do not know about how computer work, how software work. So like our youth should know how to use Google, let's suppose, to search anything, to search any information for their own self, to search different softwares, to like basics of computer, etc. Like if I talked about today's meeting, so they should know about how to use Zoom, how to create breakout rooms. In fact, if I talked about digital employability, so they should know how to use LinkedIn. So like they don't focus on that things. Okay, gender equality. Due to high illiteracy, we are having the problems of gender inequality. Like they're considering women status low. We are having high ratio of child marriages. We are having high ratio of rape cases, honor killing, domestic abuse, gender-based violence. According to UNICEF, around 18% of girls are married under the age of 18 years by the end of 2018. And this, like you can see the chart, these are rape cases. At the end of 2018, we have rape cases of 4,326. Then at the end of 2019, it creeps to 3,077. Then at the end of 2020, it lowers to, it lowers to 3,887, and then to 1,866. Like a bit of awareness is spreading, so people are like caring of these issues. Okay, SDG 8 and 9, economic growth and industry. Economic growth and industry. So first reason of I will consider the first reason is quality education. Due to the low economy or the low growth, the low industry, like people are not in this industry due to they do not consider innovation due to low quality education, due to illiteracy, or youth are like focuses much on startups, do not focuses on startups, do not focuses on innovation for the high economic growth. Like they just want a degree, they just want 9 to 5 job and having some salary, like they're happy in this. And for those, unfortunately, those people who are interested in startups, who are interested in innovative ideas, and like they're having entrepreneur mindset, so they faces several problems like and barriers like lack of guidance, lack of mentorship, and sometimes like due to lack of guidance, due to lack of mentorship, they gave up on their ideas. Anyhow, their ideas are really best, and although, but due to lack of these things and lack of resources, they gave up. Okay, so reduce inequalities. We also faces, or youth also faces severe inequalities, these issues, like whether it is school, whether it is college or university, our youth will face favoritism. Like a student will be favorite of a teacher, and all will like suffer, due to which like one student is favorite and the whole class will suffer. Lack of opportunities for the whole class. They didn't even know how to raise their voice. They didn't even know how to tackle this discrimination. So lack of awareness is a factor here as well. Even at university level, your teacher will discriminate you, like make you feel like you are nothing. Like if you don't get 90% marks, if you don't get 99% marks, they'll degrade you like the same job, and same in the job as well. Like if we see history, so like there are a lot of people who are like not good at school, but they are millionaires, they are billionaires, but they're not understanding, or I can say they're not getting this point. Even if I talked about transgenders, so transgenders are ignored, like they didn't get respect in the society, even their like low status, not even the respect, not even the respect which being a citizen they deserve. So we are considering transgender like a so low quality, low status. Okay. SDG 16, peace, justice, and strong institution. If I talked about peace, justice, so like our youth faces severe problems in this as well. Like if I talked about the judicial system of Pakistan, so our Supreme Court has a total of 17 judges, in which like 2 slots are empty. The resource of this is a private channel. So like we have 51,138 pending cases. So like there is no such justice, peace. So like a case will take years and years in the court, due to which our youth are not, like some are not following the rules, as like there is no such institution, there is no such justice and all that. Okay, as we know that SDG 17 is very important, partnership for the goals. Like we cannot achieve the goal alone, like not even an individual will achieve it, or neither only government or an NGO or UNDP. So partnership for the goal is very important and mandatory. So like that partnership is very important. So in Pakistan, there is a lack of stakeholders. Stakeholders like those startups and those businesses which works on social issues. So there is a lack of stakeholders for those. Like the startups which are working in IT sector, in marketing, in advertising, so they get partners. But the startups who are working in any of the goal of SDG or any of solving any of the problem, social problem, so they lack the partnership. So like Pakistan really needs partnership for the social issues, because not only government can tackle it, neither UNDP nor a citizen is responsible for all this. Okay, so we are talking about youth empowerment. So for all these issues, youth empowerment is important. So why we talk about youth empowerment? So we talk about youth empowerment. Anybody can give me answer? Why we talk about youth empowerment? Or why youth empowerment is important? Do you want to share your views?
Anyone?
Maybe I can.
Sure.
So, youth empowerment is important because the younger generation needs to be aware of the issue to be able to bring changes like to society and to future. And actually, maybe younger people don't actually realize that they're able to do a lot, or that they're not even aware of the issue. So I think it is very important to give them a voice and let them know that they can also contribute to this issue.
Excellent. So youth empowerment, like why we talk about youth empowerment or why we consider youth empowerment is mandatory or important. So if I talk about Pakistan, so Pakistan is like 67% of Pakistan population is youth, having in the domain of youth. So because through youth empowerment, like why youth empowerment is important? So because through youth empowerment, they can implement changes in their own self and in the lives of others. So we talk about several issues. So youth empowerment is important. If I talked about SDG first, no poverty. So to eradicate poverty, we need youth to be empowered. To improve the standard of education, we need youth empowerment. Good governance. If youth come in governance, so like it will be better. Crime reduction. Due to no job, we have a lot of youth which goes to like criminal ways. So it will help us in crime reduction. It will help us in employment creation, because if youth is empowered, they will work on ideas. Instead of seeking a job, there will be a job creator. So
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt. Hemlata is raising her hand from Denmark. I'm sorry, maybe Hemlata
Sure.
also has an answer for youth empowerment. I'm not sure. Do you have a question?
Actually, I have a question. So you mentioned about innovation, and the lack of innovation in Pakistan, especially new startups and stuff. I just want to know whether the companies that's already existing in Pakistan are doing anything in terms of innovation, or they're just still staying with their old self, like doing the same thing all over again and just copy whatever everyone else is doing.
actually, I told you in the quality education slide and that we are following traditional systems. We are following traditional things. We are not like believing in innovation. Like in innovation or in a startup, like you have to work hard on an idea, and like it might take 1 year, 2 year or 3 year. Like you will generating revenue after 1 year, maybe after 2 year. So like it's not possible for a person, like you're underdeveloped, so it's not possible for them to work 2 year or 1 year for an idea, or like they didn't get anything. So like they didn't give any importance to it. They're still
Okay.
working on the traditional system, like which other people are doing businesses. They're doing the same things, or they want 9 to 5 job. Which,
Okay, so that perhaps if reflects the young people, because what they see in their society is a traditional, work, and
yes.
then they don't see something different. They just in their own little bubble, if you know what I mean.
Yes, and like those people who are like almost, I didn't say all of the youth, like there are rare cases, those people who are interested in innovation, who are interested in building a new idea or building something. So like due to lack of guidance, due to lack of resources, due to lack of partnerships, etc., like at some stages they gave up. So
Okay,
this
thank you.
is yes. Okay, so we were talking about youth empowerment. So like to eradicate poverty, to improve standard of education, good governance, if our youth is empowered, they help others to empower as well. Responsibility, they'll be responsible. They'll like value their own self, value their own time, and they will like give rise to creative minds. And they'll take actions for the SDGs, like to reach these goals by 2030. So I will talk about little about Movers program, that in Pakistan youth are taking action. Most of the youth like are involving in Movers nowadays. So they're taking action in Movers. What we are actually doing, maybe you people know a little bit about Movers. We are taking action by spreading awareness regarding SDGs, and like we are working on building an entrepreneur mindset to meet the needs of 21st century skills. And as Pakistan is underdeveloped country, so our economy is too weak. Like if I talked about a district, so every year how much student is graduated, like a district do not have that much capacity to give job to that much students. Or if I talked about a province, if I talked about the whole country, so that much student, like for example, is graduated, so a country economy is like they don't have that much capacity to give jobs to them. So the only reason is the only thing we have digital economy, which is like if we work in on digital skills, if we work on entrepreneurship, so like we will develop. So Movers program is basically working to develop entrepreneur mindset and to develop awareness regarding SDGs. So if they aware about SDGs, they'll take actions. I will share my personal experience here, that I'm a mover ambassador as well. So like when I talked in the past, when I talked with different teachers, even with lecturers about SDGs, like I shocked they didn't even know what is SDG. They didn't even know SDG means Sustainable Development Goals. So how will we achieve by 2030 that they didn't even know its abbreviation? So that's the main thing, lack of awareness. Okay. I'm a founder as well. So CELTED, Sisters in Leadership, Technology, Entrepreneurship and Development. What we are doing in CELTED, we are doing we are training females of rural areas who are like having no resources of trainings, workshops. So we are training them on digital skills, on leadership skill, on entrepreneurship, and we're connecting them with the local and global market. So our community members are like providing remotely services. So that's all about CELTED. Okay, now let's talk about impact of government, UNDP and other development projects for for the development of youth. So I will discuss different projects to show the role of government in empowerment youth and like involving their social changes or development with the help of UNDP, UNICEF, etc. So I will talk about Kamyab Jawan. This is a youth development program in which like this is a project of UNDP and the government of Pakistan. This was 5 years project. And in this project, they're like capacity buildings. They work on capacity building of youth and like development, youth engagement, and they arrange different trainings on digital skills and on a lot of things. They arrange trainings in these 5 years. And I want to add something like being a female. If in Pakistan a female faces harassment in education or in job, like they didn't know how to react, like how to tackle that situation. Even that they're not like neither they're like much bold to share it with their parents or like their family members, then they won't allow them to get education. So in this project, project of Kamyab Jawan, they're like they work on the capacity building of females. They've trained them on how to stand for their own self, and they train them on how to react when like they face such situation like harassment and etc. Okay, then Blue Wings. So Blue Wings is also a 5 years project in which government work on transgender rights. They improve their status and like they give them a lot of transgender. Then a lot of jobs, when there is like advertisement of a job or anything, so there will be only male and female in the gender area. So after like they work on it, so there is also like a transgender area no as well. And Avaz too, this project. So this project work on women rights, on child labor, on like this project work against rape cases, against child marriages, against child labor. And these are the issues about which youth are passionate. Education, youth of Pakistan are passionate about education, unemployment, injustice, and inequalities. Like they're passionate about many things, but due to, as I said before, due to lack of awareness, they don't know about such projects, and like they don't know how to play their role. Like if they want to eradicate poverty, they don't know how to play their role and how to how to eradicate poverty. If like we talked about quality education, they don't know how to work on quality education and how to improve it. Okay, now let's talk about activism and politics. Like youth in activism or youth in politics. 16%, 67% of Pakistani, 67% of Pakistani population are between 15 to 35 years of age, like which has mostly grown in the recent 6 to 7 years. As I told you, that 67% of population of Pakistan is youth. So Pakistani young people and youth organization provide a platform, provide different capacity building trainings and different opportunities to catch youth and like involve them in activism. That are so many youth are taking interest in social issues and like activism projects like movers, etc. So more or less currently youth activist has been playing a vital role in social issues, at least regarding awareness, regarding politics, in the views of like if I shared the current political situation of Pakistan. So regardless of favor of any political party, but there we can say how youth is caring for its country, how they stand upon with their leaders, and how they're like playing a vital role in this. Not only this, but if we see the youth on different social media platforms, like how they raise voice against the different social issues, like how they actively participate in different Twitter trend, in different spaces created by different political leaders. So there's a huge change in Pakistani young people involving politics, plus activists that are like speaking of social issues and working with them. Okay, how the government would do better in this regard, or how the government would provide opportunities. So first point, like different projects like Kamyab Jawan and different projects, they're providing skills trainings, but they're not providing immediate job opportunities. So like people have skill, but they don't, or if they go for an interview, etc., so a fresher didn't get any chance. Like they have like eligibility criteria is 1 year experience or 2 year, so a fresher didn't get chances. So the government needs to implement like with training immediate job opportunities for them as well. Or if I talked about education, so as I told you, we are following their traditional systems. So we are following their traditional courses, their traditional methodology of teachings. So government needs to update these courses, and like government needs to update the teaching methodologies, like according to the demand of this modern world or this digital world. Or if I talked about researches, so there are a lot of people who are doing researches in different social sciences, in different social, on different social issues regarding SDGs, on different subjects. But these researches are just like, if I'd say these researches are just the what? So I forgot. Sorry. These researches are just put in the library a decoration. These researches are just a decoration of our library. So government needs to provide a platform where you practically work on that researches, on that thesis, to understand what they mean, or what, like, for a better life. Government need to work on this. If I talked about career counseling, which is also very important for youth. So career counseling is very important for youth. Government need to provide trainings on it. Sometimes by the end of the degree, or by the end of like their career, they realize that they're not interested in this subject or in this. So like government need to provide career counseling trainings.
Okay, I'm sorry to
Besides,
interrupt. Is it possible to finish in the next 1 minute? We're a bit out of time.
yeah, I will take just 2 more minutes.
Okay, thanks.
And mental health, government need to provide trainings on mental health as well. Okay, what are the challenges? So challenges for empowering youth is like lack of strong youth empowerment policies, or limited youth empowerment activities, like poor involvement of youth, lack of awareness, I must say, or different cultural barriers for mostly girls. As I told you, there is like different barriers for girls, favoritism, values, etc. Okay. Except other than this, I would must add this point that not only government, not only NGO, or not only UNDP is responsible to achieve the SDGs by 2030 in Pakistan or in any other countries, or to overcome their problem, or to give them a healthy life or better living. It can be individual effort as well, like while having their own action plan to reach one goal or two goals, or etc. So like we individuals should also try to like for a better life. Thank you. And I'm sorry for taking much time. If you guys have any question, you're more than welcome.
Okay, thank you so much. And also thank you to a certain guy in the comments who writes out a lot of detailed context about Pakistan as well. So you will actually meet him in a second, because I also put him in a breakout room. Unfortunately, time is a bit tight. So if you have questions, keep them, because what we're gonna do now is we're going into breakout rooms. And then I already prepared the rooms for you. So when I press open, you can choose whichever room you go to. So you have Pakistan, Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, and Denmark. And in the rooms, some of our guests also have their own presentations they can share. They will share their own screen inside the breakout rooms. If for Merin Red, you can just ask her more details, ask her more questions. But I really also ask you, the girls, the students, to not just be passive and listen, but really think. This is a very unique chance you have to talk to someone like Merin Wright, who is an entrepreneur and an activist from a small, like, rural community in Pakistan. These are things you may be reading in some textbook, and you rarely have a chance to actually talk face to face. So please prepare some questions in your mind as well, because you may have to represent their country, and you want to know what the government is doing, what the government is not doing. You want to know what young people are thinking about the government, what young people thinking about society and social change. So please, please, please try and ask them questions as well. Some of them may share some things, but some of them may ask you if you have questions. So please get ready. And I'll open the rooms now. Rooms are opened. Our guests are automatically being allocated to the rooms, but for the rest, for the girls, you can choose your own rooms. So if you look at the button, it says breakout rooms at the bottom. Feel free to choose your own rooms. We have 2 rounds of 10 minutes each. In those rounds, you can stay as long as you want, or you can go out. I suggest you go to as many rooms as you can to learn about as many countries as you can. Other than that, I will not help. You ask your own questions. So girls, pick your first room, and then you can leave the room in the middle as well and go to any other room too. Learn as much as you can about